Hello and welcome to this episode of Arcstar Reviews. Today I am going to be discussing what I felt was good and bad about Hardspace Shipbreaker. Hardspace Shipbreaker is a game where you get a job for the Lynx Corporation as a salvager. You start each shift by picking a ship, either one that you have previously worked on or a new one, going out, cutting that ship into parts, and sorting those parts into buckets to get the maximum value out of a ship. The corporation has saddled you with a massive amount of debt. I think you start at like $1.2 billion in debt, and you are salvaging these ships to pay off that debt. The work is dangerous. If you slip up and do something wrong, or accidentally stumble into one of the furnaces, for example, your body dies. Now, the corporation does have you enlisted in a program that basically clones your body and restores you after you die. So the notion of respawning in this game is actually integrated into the story, which I liked. Other things that I liked. The music in this game was awesome. I loved it. It did a great job setting the mood. The space western feel felt right for a salvage game. It also reminded me a lot of Firefly, which I also really enjoyed. So that kind of brought the game to a more personable level for me. And it was something that I enjoyed interacting with. There are mixed feelings about this part, the storyline and story scenes. I personally enjoyed them. I liked the story. I liked interacting with the characters. That said, I only did one playthrough of the campaign, and I can see how if you kind of know where things are going, you might want to skip some of them, and none of the cutscenes are skippable. Some of them are in salvage shifts, so you can kind of go about your business even while people are talking. But for the most part, I liked the story. I liked the characters. The pacing I liked in the story or in the campaign. You sign up for 15-minute shifts, and that could be the equivalent of days. But you play for 15 minutes at a time, salvaging a ship, and when the timer is up, you go back to your room and sleep for the day. Now, this is also so that the corporation can get daily fees for your room and board and all your equipment rentals and your dock space, which is annoying to have to continue to fight to climb out of a giant debt hole while the company is still charging you for things. But that is also fairly realistic for a company like Lynx. It's not it seems unfair, but it also fits with the character of the corporation. I also found the shifts generally relaxing. There are only a few situations when you are salvaging where speed is of the essence. And the game does a good job of letting you know when those times are. It's also fairly predictable when those times are, primarily when you are popping a reactor out to salvage it. And there's a lot of prep that goes into removing a reactor, so you kind of know when it's coming. If you do it right, you're not really under any pressure because you cleared a path and it's fine.
Salvage registered. Transferring credits.
Now, what the game didn't do well resource
Low
utilization.
oxygen reserves.
There are several resources that you are charged for. The most annoying of which is oxygen. Eventually, you work your way up and get enough upgrades where your oxygen actually lasts a full shift and you don't have to worry about it anymore. But before that point, it is fairly late in the game, you have to stop what you're doing, run to the kiosk, and buy oxygen.
Warning.
Now,
Fuel levels
yes,
are low.
that also adds to your debt,
Caution.
but the numbers
No
are not
tethers
significant
remaining.
enough where you even notice it. You have this giant billion-dollar pile of debt, and your oxygen costs like $16,000. It's a drop in the bucket, and you make it back in like 10 seconds salvaging a ship. It just broke up the flow a little bit and seemed insignificant to do. There were also some mechanics that the game did not do a great job of explaining. Now, some of this was worked into the story of the corporation trying to cut costs by not training its employees and just throwing them into the deep end and hoping that they'll figure it out. But even if it's incorporated into the story, as a player, I still don't know what I'm doing. There were also some minor bugs and crashes that I encountered in the game. Chief among them was a hang in the game when it was resuming from sleep. So I'd load up the console, bring up the game, and the game would be stuck. So I would have to go back to the home screen, kill the game completely, and restart it from scratch before I could keep playing. My verdict for Hardspace Shipbreaker, I liked it. I liked the pacing, I liked the overall relaxed feel of the game. I liked the premise and just working through the ships. I liked taking my time, taking the ships apart, and getting the most I could out of each ship. Is it going to be for everybody? No. Some people are going to find that kind of environment tedious, and I don't fault them for that, but I am not one of them. I liked it. I do kind of hope they do a sequel where you are off on your own instead of in a shipyard salvaging. Maybe you find derelict wrecks and salvage them for as much as you can. I think it would be interesting to see what you could find out in the wild instead of in this controlled environment. But that is outside the scope of this game. So for this game, I think they did pretty good. I liked it. If you liked this review video and found it interesting, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions as to future games you would like me to review, let me know in the comments. Also, feel free to share your thoughts on what this game did well and what it did badly down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Thank you.